Drew, welcome to Northwest Arkansas. What's it been like your time here, and what does it mean to you to be a finalist for this Burlsworth Trophy?
Yeah, I mean, the Burlsworth Foundation's done an awesome job just, with the people coming in and the families coming in. I've had a great time so far, and, it means a lot to be recognized for this award and, kind of getting to show off the story of being a walk-on a little bit.
Over the past few days, I'm sure you've gotten to learn more and more about the story of Brandon Burlsworth. What has that meant to you and getting to meet the family as well?
I mean, it's been awesome. It's for there to be an award about someone who went through life that way and kind of, showed off what it's like to be like a true football player in my eyes. It's awesome that there's an award for that, and his family and his story gets recognized for it.
How would you describe your own journey as a walk-on?
I mean, it's definitely not been the average story as a D1 football quarterback, but I wouldn't change it for the world, and I'm just thankful for every opportunity I get, and I was happy I'm here and getting recognized.
And maybe from a coach's perspective, what is it like seeing Drew's success and his growth from starting as a walk-on to where he is now, being one of the better quarterbacks in the country?
Yeah, I think his story is a little deeper than that and a little bit more unique in the fact that, he really didn't even have an opportunity in high school. And so just the perseverance that he's been able to show to overcome so much. And then every opportunity he's gotten with us, he's taken and he's run with it, and he's exceeded every expectation we could have ever had as a young, freshman. And so his story is just beginning. I'm excited for people to get to know him, not only as a football player, because he's actually a better human being and a better teammate.
When did you have the wisdom to put him on scholarship? Can you already have done that?
Yeah, I mean, it was fast. I mean, he beat out all the backups to be the backup quarterback as a true freshman. So we knew very early, that wasn't going to be a part of this story. We believed in what he was doing, and I think for him to sit behind Chandler Morris for a year and really learn and grow under somebody that had been around college football a lot helped him out. And then it was very fast. And then I think watching him play that first game in the bowl game is very evident that a star was born that night.
He's got huge numbers this year, but he's got more years of college left. What more can happen?
More college, and then I've been lucky to be around a lot of quarterbacks that are playing on Sundays as well right now, and so Drew Mestemaker is going to be playing football for a really long time.
I'm not sure how you came into the building, but you came through that way. You saw all the illustrious long names who have also gotten that award. What do you think of those names when you see them, and what would it mean to kind of be the next one up?
Yeah, I mean, those names definitely hold a special place. I've always been a Baker fan since watching them and at Oklahoma, and you kind of always root for those underdogs, but to kind of be an underdog as well, you got an extra appreciation for those names and those names that pop up in the national media.
What would your message be to other walk-ons across the country that are just looking to find their moment?
Yeah, I think you just gotta always stay prepared. That was my thing. I wasn't gonna let an opportunity go to waste because I was too down in the moment. You can't let that opportunity slip by and just make the most of every chance you get.
What was it about Drew's game that allowed him to rise as quickly as he did?
Yeah, I mean, he obviously has the physical attributes, and he's a great thrower of the football, great technique. But I think the thing that set him apart is how fast he processes information, and I think he has it in between the ears, and I think that's, probably the hardest thing to find with a quarterback, and can they do it in real time? And it was pretty evident from an early age that he had it and could process information really fast.
When you showed up in college and you worked your way up the depth chart and playing time and all, did you even know of Brandon Burlsworth?
See, I've seen the movie before, but I guess I didn't understand the importance and the impact that he's really had. So when I got the semifinalist, I made sure to go back and do my research on him, and I was just shocked that I was again so blessed to be in this position to have the chance to win this award.
From your journey as a lineman, just like how Burlsworth was a lineman, what's the difference maybe, or just what's significant about the journey from going from a walk-on as a lineman to being a big-time star and playing?
A lot of it is physical. a lot of times they think, a walk-on lineman doesn't have the physical capabilities to compete, and that's something that you have to take head on and, attack every day. So, but, I think anything is possible. I think that if you really put your mind to it, anybody can do whatever they want in this world, and that's what I try to do.
What's it been like hanging out with Drew and Michael the past day?
Man, those guys are awesome. Those guys are really fun. I can tell they kind of have the same mindset. We're all hard workers. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun with them.
Sooners allowed to hang out with Longhorns?
Don't tell my coach.
I'm saying, does that make the competition?
Hey, don't tell my coach.
Does that make the competition a little bit more
Everyone's
fun
down.
between OU and Texas?
Hey, man, I don't even know what to say, dog. I'm trying not to think about the game. Let's not think about that. Let's just be cordial.
But speaking of OU, right, you walk down these steps, you see, Baker Mayfield a couple times getting this award. What would it mean to also join that special group of being an OU alum to get the Burlsworth Trophy?
Man, it means a lot. Baker's a legend at OU, and to be in the same conversation, the same award that he's gotten, it's a real honor.
So when you began your career as a walk-on, were you aware of there was a trophy awarded to the best walk-on?
Yeah, I was aware. So originally I was recruited to Rice, and I committed to the Rice University as a walk-on, and I sent the recruiter a picture of the Burlsworth Trophy, and I said, I'm going to win this one day. That dated back to December of 2020.
Okay.
And so time flies, but it's so cool that I'm sitting here today as a finalist here in Northwest Arkansas and meeting the Burlsworth family and being here and honored just to be blessed to be, with a bunch of great young men.
It's a long story, I'm sure, to get to, you tell your coach, I'm going to win that award, to where you are now. But in a nutshell, how did you get here?
Yeah, a bunch of investments, a bunch of consistency, and a bunch of love for the game of football and a bunch of love for the University of Texas. I don't think I did anything for myself. It was all for the team, and ultimately it paid off for myself.
What's your message to other walk-ons around the country that are just looking to find a moment to break in?
Yeah, keep going. I'm a perfect living example of that, where I didn't have the speed, I didn't have the size, I didn't have the strength at first. But I worked really hard at it, and being consistent and believing in yourself and believing in one goal serves a long way.
What would it mean to you to take this home tonight?
Man, it would mean so much. Once I knew I was going to be a walk-on, I heard about this award and I dreamed of being on this stage. And so to actually win it would be super cool, and it would just show a reflection of what my teammates, who they are, and what our culture brings.
Yeah, he just got you back.
2-0 against him the last 2 years. So.
Michael, you've been on some of the most competitive stages in college football. To go from a walk-on to being there, making an impact, and winning some of those games, just what does that mean to you, and how would you sum up Michael Taaffe's journey?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think I strive in big moments. That's what I try to say. That's why I knew I wanted to walk on, because I wanted to be in those big moments. I think being, having that pressure is a privilege. And so, I really enjoyed playing at, Kyle Field, Texas A&M, or going to Alabama when I'm a junior, or going up to Ohio State this year, and just games like that were really fun. And it makes this journey so special, because you get to tell your kids that you played in some great atmospheres, and there's nothing like college football. And to be here and to make an impact in those games meant a lot.